It is a widely held belief that the telltale signs of infidelity surface far away from the intimate confines of the bedroom. People often imagine hushed, clandestine messages, late-night calls supposedly related to work, or a sudden, unexplained obsession with personal privacy. Yet the stark reality is that if a woman is engaged in a romantic betrayal, her conduct within the bedroom itself offers the most profound and unmistakable clues. She will not articulate it with words. She will not confess her actions directly. Instead, her very body will communicate the truth, speaking volumes without uttering a single sound. Today I am going to illuminate 10 distinct behaviors women exhibit in bed when they are engaged in an affair. And crucially, how you can recognize these vital indicators before it becomes irrevocably too late. Before we delve into these revealing insights, consider this. Understanding the subtle language of relationships can profoundly impact your connection. If you find value in exploring these deeper dynamics of human interaction and the enduring wisdom of ancient philosophies like Stoicism, then I encourage you to join our growing community. Subscribing ensures you never miss a vital discussion, and a quick tap on the like button genuinely helps us continue bringing you more thoughtful content. Your support makes a significant difference. Let us now embark upon this essential exploration. 1. Observe her posture in the twilight hours. Where once she instinctively sought your embrace, curling into your warmth or reaching out in slumber, now a palpable shift has occurred. She consistently turns away, presenting her back to you, facing the unyielding wall. The physical barrier is undeniable. The warmth, the casual touch, the comforting closeness, all have vanished. This is far more than mere fatigue. It is a subtle yet profound act of emotional withdrawal, a silent declaration of detachment. For when a woman's emotional and physical essence begins to intertwine with another, the initial, almost imperceptible retreat often commences with the smallest gestures of intimacy within your shared space. 2. Her device, once perhaps a casual distraction, now assumes the role of an impenetrable shield, even as the quiet of midnight descends upon your shared bed. This is not simply about aimless browsing or endless social media feeds. This ever-present device functions as a fortress, a protective barrier against your gaze, against any accidental revelation. If surreptitious messages are being exchanged or clandestine images sent, you will note that the screen consistently faces downward, its notifications silenced, its presence guarded with an almost desperate vigilance. And nowhere does this secretive behavior resonate more powerfully than in the bed you once shared openly. For it is within those intimate confines that secrets truly gain a disturbing, tangible weight. 3. A profound silence descends upon what was once a vibrant exchange. The spontaneous touch, the soft, inviting kiss, the gentle hand reaching out for yours. These moments of initiation, once so natural, have now all but disappeared. Intimacy in its purest form feels absent. Kissing has become a fleeting gesture if it occurs at all. And the idea of her making the first move, reaching for you, initiating closeness, now seems like a distant memory. This is not the bashfulness of a new lover, nor the strain of temporary hardship. This is a deep-seated disengagement. When a woman severs that vital emotional cord from you, it is, more often than not, because a new connection, A new emotional entanglement has begun to bloom elsewhere. 4. This particular shift can be profoundly disorienting, even perplexing. Suddenly, without warning or discussion, she introduces an unexpected boldness into your intimate moments. New positions are explored, perhaps with a surprising proficiency. There is a newfound willingness, even an eagerness, to experiment with more daring, unconventional acts. You did not initiate these novelties. There were no conversations, no shared desires expressed for this kind of exploration. The obvious question then arises, from where did this sudden adventurous spirit emerge? The answer, often uncomfortable, points to external experience. When novel approaches and unfamiliar techniques appear in your bedroom, unexplained and unbidden, it is frequently because they were cultivated and refined in another's company, in another's bed. 5. Observe this subtle yet profoundly telling alteration. Once she moved freely, unburdened by self-consciousness, changing her clothes with a natural ease, perhaps even lingering in a state of comfortable undress. There was no need for concealment, no awkward turns, no rush to cover herself. Yet now, the atmosphere shifts. She turns her back, quickly covers her body, perhaps even displays a noticeable agitation, a hurried stress when confronted with the prospect of your gaze. The underlying reason is a heavy one: guilt. The awareness that another's eyes have seen her in her most vulnerable state, that another's touch has explored her form, compels her to instinctively shield her body from the very man who cherishes and loves her. 6. The immediate aftermath of physical intimacy, once a profound moment of emotional connection and tender vulnerability, has now transformed into a void of silence. What was formerly a space for whispered endearments, for expressions of deep affection, is now marked by a stark absence. She concludes the act and immediately withdraws, physically and emotionally. There is no lingering embrace, no tender hold, no exchange of soft words. Crucially, those 3 powerful words, "I love you," are conspicuously absent. This is not a sudden onset of emotional frigidity. It is a manifestation of profound internal conflict. When her heart has found a home elsewhere, when her deepest affections are pledged to another, the intimacy shared with you can begin to feel like an elaborate, painful falsehood. 7. This is more than simple exhaustion, more than the natural drain of a long day. Following your intimate moments, she consistently succumbs to sleep with an almost unnatural speed. The desire for post-coital conversation, for quiet cuddling, for any lingering form of emotional or physical connection, is conspicuously absent. She plunges into unconsciousness as if escaping. Why this urgent need for oblivion? Because it is in the quiet aftermath of intimacy with you that the crushing weight of guilt often descends with its greatest force. And the most immediate, albeit temporary, refuge from that overwhelming sensation is the embrace of sleep. But understand, this is not the peaceful slumber of contentment. It is a desperate flight, an escape into unconsciousness. 8. Even when you are physically closest, a vast, unbridgeable chasm seems to exist between you. Your touch is met with a passive acceptance, but there is no reciprocal energy, no vibrant spark, no genuine passion flowing back. The physical proximity, the intimate embrace feels hollow, devoid of its vital essence. This is because mere bodily closeness holds little meaning when her mind, her very being, is already preoccupied, already deeply invested elsewhere. And in the overwhelming majority of such cases, that elsewhere is with another person, another connection that has captured her emotional landscape. 9. The seemingly innocent pronouncements begin to surface. I am too warm tonight, or I require a little more space, or I must rise exceptionally early tomorrow. On the surface, these sound like reasonable requests. Yet beneath their innocuous facade lies a growing intentional distance, not merely physical, but profoundly emotional. The very act of lying beside you, sharing the intimacy of a bed, has become a source of profound discomfort, an unbearable reminder of a breach of trust. For in that shared space, lying there feels not just like a potential deception, but an active, undeniable act of betrayal. Because in truth it is. 10. This final, deeply impactful sign manifests most acutely in the quiet, reflective moments, immediately following intimacy, just before drifting into sleep, or in the profound stillness of the darkened room, where once her gaze met yours. Holding it with a trusting vulnerability, there is now a marked aversion. She turns her head away, keeps her eyelids tightly shut, or simply maintains an unnerving, unyielding distance. The reason is stark in its simplicity. When her eyes meet yours, she is confronted with the stark reality of the man to whom she is actively perpetrating a profound deception. The stark truth demands our attention. The unraveling of a relationship through infidelity rarely commences with discreet digital messages or clandestine meetings. More often than not, it first manifests right beside you, within the very sanctuary of your shared bed. It echoes in the silences, communicates through the altered language of her body, and whispers through the profound absence of connection. Many men, unfortunately, tend to overlook these critical indicators, fabricating justifications, reassuring themselves that it is merely a transient phase, a passing peculiarity. Yet now, armed with this deeper understanding, you are better equipped to discern the truth. If she exhibits these specific behaviors within the confines of your bedroom, understand that, in her deepest emotional core, she has already departed. Her physical presence may still grace your side, but her heart, that most vital part of her, has undoubtedly found its true residence elsewhere. Thank you for dedicating your time to these insights. Should this discussion resonate with you, please consider expressing your appreciation by liking this content, sharing it with those who might benefit, and subscribing to our channel for a continued journey into understanding and navigating the intricate landscape of human relationships.